I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily, jumping right into the market. Today in crypto, Bitcoin daily chart. Bitcoin working, and I'll show you on a lower time frame where basically this is just consolidating and potentially a bear pennant. So we'll dive deep into this, and I've got a ton of news to cover. Twitter has been full of FUD, but there's a bunch of truth to it. So we're got to cover that. Exchanges that are having problems, liquidity issues. Very important video. Make sure to watch it all the way to the end. So again, Bitcoin broke to the downside on this triangle. So that gives you a downside move of approximately 12,000. That's the measured move. Okay. So let's see if the Bitcoin bulls can jump in and push this price higher. But again, you've got to break back up into this pattern. There's so much work for the bulls to do right now. I don't even want to talk about that. So let's focus on the CME Bitcoin futures 1 hour chart. So price action's been working in this pattern. And again, this is a bearish pennant, supposed to break lower. However, on a break higher, you see a move up here to about 18,200. Okay, but obviously downside targets like we talked about, 14,000, 12,000 in the card. So again, we're not trying to predict this. We are just waiting. I've been sitting on the sidelines waiting, load our bags with a bunch of these coins. So again, on a breakout, if you get a ton of volume's going to tell you. I'm just watching Bitcoin. Give me a signal. Just depending on how good you are at trading in this market, if you're shorting these coins, you're potentially making a ton of money. Again, we nailed FTT for huge profits to the downside on a short. This one stock market right now moving sideways, some type of little flag up here. You get a breakout of this level, there's a lot of upside. But our stock market ready to rally? All this drama is happening in crypto and hasn't really affected the stock market. But again, you see a breakdown of this level if the dollar bounces, and we're going to talk about the dollar in just a second. If this thing breaks lower, again, I'm looking for downside out of Bitcoin. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person, he said, in the last 3 months, I paid $10,000 worth of bills. This person is up 8x in 3 weeks. This person joined the group and he's up 10x since he joined the group. This person in the Ukraine is in the 7-digit club, millionaire status. He's been in the group for a year and things have been going steadily well. The bottom line is we post banger after banger after banger. Right now, you have to be cautious with your trades, but today, 18%, 30%, 31%, 34%. I had so many people rejoining the group, coming back to where the money is made. We're gonna continue the discount. So right now it's 60% off if you pay in crypto and an additional $100 off. I'm gonna make sure you're in the best setups, period. Go over to my website, cryptorev.net, join. If you have any questions about joining, send me an email, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. But yeah, if you have a small bag, the bottom line is Kucoin is amazing. News breaking: FTX employees were encouraged to keep their life savings in the now bankrupt exchange. I saw a picture on Twitter of Sam Bankman-Fried, and they say, hey, you don't know when it was from, but they're like, he's walking around in the Bahamas, just no security, nothing, just chilling. But FTX employees got wrecked. Many of these high interest bearing accounts have gotten destroyed, and another one bites the dust today. But before that, we're going to cover the historic amount of Bitcoin that has left exchanges recently. 157,000 Bitcoin have left exchanges. I say, hey, it eliminates a lot of sellers. Someone said, well, no, that Chris, they can get it back on an exchange in 5 minutes. I don't know which exchange they're using, but Bitcoin takes a lot longer than 5 minutes for me to transfer. So again, these moves happen quickly. I think a lot of people in this market pretty much have the idea that, hey, we're closer to the bottom than the top. So I'm going to just hold on to these coins. I'm going to toss them on a hardware wallet, and I'm really just going to try to live a normal life, because this can be stressful. Like, this has been a tough week. for me, because I know a lot of you guys have unfortunately taken some big losses, and when these exchanges just completely drop the ball and you take losses on that, like who saw that coming? And so I've got a list of exchanges that have proof of funds, and so I'm going to go over those ideas. On October 25th, 2021, and I talk to you guys about this idea all the time, how I get constantly hit up by all these coins and projects and NFTs, and it's just a bunch of crap, right? And some of them are programs. They want you to install executable files with, who knows, viruses, keyloggers, whatever, steal your crypto, and then pitch it to you guys. And I just don't do that. So this October 25th, 2021, I talked about how your approach to this market needs to be that these are all pipe dreams. It's about building the biggest, shiniest package with a huge red bow, something that looks amazing to the sheep, to the mainstream. Like if you have a good marketing department in a subpar coin, you can make a ton of money. Your coin's going to run hot because you don't have to really do anything for an extended period of time. You're not, working on the main net when you immediately pitch this project to the general crypto space. And so I feel like these are giant, shiny red boxes with big bows, and they're just empty. In the beginning, they are. So it doesn't matter if they're empty or not. In the beginning, the hype cycle, right? The hype is real. You make all your money on the fact that other people are hyped to buy what could possibly be the next big thing. And that's where crypto, that's how you make a lot of money in crypto, just recognizing, okay, everybody else thinks this is amazing. And so we're going to play off what they perceive to be correct, right? So projects come out, they pay YouTubers to talk about them, they hype the coin, you get airdrops, there's so many things that they can do to manipulate the outlook of people like yourself on YouTube. So the coins that stay relevant, the strong coins, the coins that do well through the bear market, and the right coins that have upside. However, I'd say that a lot of the 30x, 50x, 100x bangers don't even exist yet. The next hype cycle rally will be ready because we're not going to fall in love with these coins. If you fell in love with the coins and held them to the downside, it won't happen again because you learned what the bear markets are like. House lawmakers call Sam Bankman-Fried, other executives to testify at a hearing on FTX collapse. So one news article was titled, Binance is going to be questioned over FTX's collapse, like what their role was. Obviously, they dumped a ton of FTX and everything just fell apart. So again, founder Sam Bankman-Fried is among executives that they plan to call to testify at the December hearing. There's no way that the United States can continue to leave all of this just gray area, right? They have to put down, and this is really going to save crypto, where they come out with some very strong guidelines that have to be followed, which most people aren't going to be happy with because most of these small cap cryptos, really most of these cryptos, period, are securities. They're unregistered securities. Okay, they're created by one entity for the means to create a profit. And so because of the old rules and laws that have existed since the 40s, there's a lot of unregistered ideas that we're not going to be able to trade in the United States. But that's where Uniswap, a lot of these decentralized exchanges come in, where if you choose to do so, you'll have the ability. So proof of reserves. This is, if you take one thing from this video, understand this idea. Binance has $64 billion proof of reserves. So Nansen's coming out with these reports. So Bitfinex has about $8 billion. OKX has $6 billion. Wobi, $3.26 billion. Kucoin, $2.5 billion. And this again is, they've seen the wallet addresses, they've seen the crypto. These are proven, like these are the holdings. This is what they have, right? Crypto.com came out with $2.5 billion. Bybit, $1.9 billion. Deribit at about $1.5 billion. So again, when you look at exchanges and you want to think, hey, could this exchange be safe for the next, something to consider here. Okay, a lot of people in the United States use Gemini, and this news came out. Gemini reports that there's a broad outage, client funds are secure. There was a period of time where you couldn't withdraw funds. They were just backed up, right? Because there's this bank run on crypto. Everybody's trying to withdraw their holdings, right? Put it on hardware wallets or even cash it out where it's safe. But Genesis Global Capital is the lending partner of their Earn program. They pause withdrawals and they're not going to be able to meet customer redemptions within 5 business days as previously promised. These again, you deposit this money, you get 8% returns on your crypto holdings, and they do what they want with it. And it's high risk for you in a bear market because most of these have completely gotten destroyed. And Gemini came out and said, hey, we do have your crypto, anything you had on the exchange, we hold these at 1-to-1. You can withdraw it right now. And I had people reach out and said, hey, Gemini withdrawals work fine. They were able to move their funds around, but the Earn lending Genesis Global Capital has faltered. Binance CZ comes out and they said, hey, we're looking at acquiring Genesis loan book. Again, the big fish, whales, eat the smaller fish. One thing that I really want to instill in you guys is the fact that my dedication to help you recover and reinvent yourself, right? The next hype cycle, and at this point, you're going to see this market in a light where how I see it, right? That's the goal, the entire journey that we've been on together, those have been following me for years, is I want to show you like these projects are so super scammy, but you've got to take your money, right? Get your money. There's a ton of money that can be made. A lot of these new projects are just completely hype-based pipe dreams, right? However, we're not going to fall in love with these coins, and we're not going to get wrecked. We're not going to ride the downtrend, right? So every cycle you go through gets easier and easier. Someone hit me up and they said, hey, I made a lot of money and then I lost a lot of money on the way down. And I asked, what did you learn? And they said, never again am I going to fall in love with these coins and just hold them. And I said, listen, I could tell you 1,000 times, a 7 or 10-year-old, I could say, hey, the stove is hot. The stove is hot. Don't touch the stove. It's hot. But when you touch that stove and it burns your hand, you learn your lesson, right? And so the experiences that you're going through right now will make you a better and more successful person forever, right? So you had to go through this, right? So let's focus on that. I made all kinds of mistakes. I bought the top at 18,000. Back previously when I started in crypto, I was buying Bitcoin for under $1,000. And it's obviously it's easy to have made a tremendous amount of money based on that idea, but I was still following YouTube and I was, hey, it's buy the dip, and then Bitcoin rolls over at $18,000 and I'm buying at $18,000. I do the walk of shame, I call it, going to the bank. I'll never forget it. I pull up to the bank and I go in and I'm like, I'm getting completely wrecked because Bitcoin dropped to $6,500 about 5 weeks later. Walk of shame, right? I was there. And I'm just like sick. I get this knot in my stomach. I'm going in there to the teller and I'm just like, man, let me figure this out. This is not about what these YouTube yahoos, you know how I'm talking about. Like there's certain YouTubers that if you follow their advice, you lose, right? Understand that you want to feed yourself the information that is most accurate in this market, right? Buying the dip doesn't work on a downtrend. It does not work. It's pain, max pain, right? And so I went in, I bought a significant amount at 6,500, close to, and I sold at 11,000 shortly after, and made back a considerable amount of my losses. At that point, it clicked. I've got to figure this out. And I started watching stock trader after stock trader after stock trader and studying nonstop until I came up with a profitable system that worked for me. And it was real basic in the beginning. It was buying double-digit red days, I called it, in the group. I started a trading group, right? 30 people in the group. We're like a trading club. 3,300 people in the group now. Then slowly started learning all these skills I teach you guys every day. And the upside has been amazing. Definitely way more profitable than any college degree. You're in the right spot. You just have to adopt a skill set that's different than what you've been doing. If it's not, if you've been losing money, whatever you're doing is not working. And so you just need to just adjust to what the market is giving you. Learn how to short coins in a bear market. You have the ability to trade both ways. The goal is, I'm here to inspire you to reinvent yourself, to be better. You know, everybody's getting their teeth kicked in. It's not fun. At least on a psychological level, even if you're sitting on the sidelines like I am, if you just seeing the pain that other people are going through, like my heart goes out to people have lost their life savings, their kids' college funds, they've taken out second and third mortgages. Worst part about it is, like, these are really unexpected situations. And so, I mean, you're not really trading the price action, but these exchanges are just going belly up. And so definitely spread your money out, take precautions in the future, but I'll be here for you. Subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to helping you become a lot better in this space. XY, because the dollar completely dumped. So now the question is, are you going to come down here? There's some support. When this thing bounces, and again, the 200 simple moving average down here, this yellow line, a good bounce here, and I think you see a pullback out of Bitcoin. One idea we've talked about is shorting the market, and I've heard people say that Justin Sun is the next Sam Bankman-Fried, potentially. He bought Huobi. TRX looks like a ticking time bomb. This thing has got to bounce in order to see much higher prices. But if Bitcoin rolls over the dollar, the DXY bounces, like, you've got a significant downside. You got so much downside ahead of you because of this giant. I mean, this looks exactly like FTT, FTX's exchange coin, right? We've seen this is a very bearish pattern where it's a descending triangle, right? So this is not, hey, buy now or short right now. This is, if this breaks to the downside with volume, and you do have some volume coming in, if this breaks and you get a bearish retest, you're looking for downside, right? Use Bitcoin to help guide you on these ideas, but TRX under the radar. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.